Yeah, every time, every single attempt that I do my live jams, like any guitar anymore. Well, it's been this way for many, many years, but it's just a reminder of the abuse. And then I end up playing like it's not good compared to what I could do. And then the amount of pain from it, from psychological to the physical. But it's mostly the pain that my dad caused all of it. And then there's no accountability, and then it's 40 years and it goes on. Me to even say that again and again, like that guy is the devil. Because the sky's the limit, or it was the limit for me, with the amount of potential that I had. And I didn't even know how rare. Like, I'm still being forced to live in like really abusive ways, like where I'm being abused and it's just through all the like the stuff that they set up still. My parents, that guy needs to be held accountable for like just never stopping lying. My dad is a sick person that he's been caught I don't know how many times for how many years. And then my mom, yeah, they're just monsters. I don't know how they live with and then to make me do this, like every day, instead of just have the little things I asked resolved. Like that, they're fucking monsters. And they're still saying how much they love, while every day I'm like reminded of every single thing they're responsible for that they're not helping, and they don't even acknowledge. They're just monsters. And like every time I'm like a really nice person, but like all they would do is like cause pain and hurt me, and then they would wait for my reaction as a human and then blame me for the reaction when I didn't. All I'm doing is responding to being hurt. That's just my whole thing with my parents, my whole life. They're just like psychotic. They don't have empathy. They fake it. Or from what I've seen, that's what it seems. It does not make sense. He's never made any sense, and then he's gaslighting and he projects and says, I'm the one. Meanwhile, all you can do is just go back, look through my texts. I have all the proof. If we just go through all the years of text and every single thing my dad points at, there's proof that I have before it to counter. And then it never ends, though. It's not just one or two things, it's thousands of things. And all I can do is try to get the truth out and tell my story. One day, actually make a list of like all the things so people can act, because people are too dumb to add up all the context, and too low attention span, and too low empathy, and yeah, it's just the way that this world is. then if you're sensitive like me, like it doesn't work streaming and stuff either. Like I have to pay too much in too many different angles and ways. It's like such a tragedy because I know like what all you have to do was listen to me about these specific details and like all the doors would have. I got very high potential, but it still could get much higher. But the music stuff is what drives me nuts. And stuff like that I never got to like get up to like my higher potential because it's my ability is much higher than average at the lowest potential, which always reminded me every time I played and did things like similar to that where I'm at the lowest potential but I'm way above the average. It always bothered me so much because it's like what could have been and everything my dad stole from me for no reason. And the whole time I kept fighting for it. I never gave up. And then after all that, to be like to finally move, and then I can't even do what I survived for, and I have like 100 other things compounded on my body, and my dad's responsible for all of it, but he won't acknowledge it. And same with my mom. Like they're monsters. That you couldn't even do it after how many decades? And then all I can do is get angry and emotional because I can't actually resolve the things because my dad's standing in the way and he won't listen and he's a psycho. Like I don't know what I can do except repeat myself. Like that guy's crazy. He's like actual crazy, and he subjected me to like horrible things, and he's not. Instead of like actually reversing it, he just keeps going the same way for my entire life, forever. He wakes up. He wakes up. He just like acts like the day before never happened, over and over again. That's my whole life with my mom and dad. Like if I was gonna have to torture myself to do things like even to play guitar is torture for me because even if it's something that I loved, the pain that I have to take just physically alone. But my parents never. Yeah, you should have. Oh my god! And then the memories that flood instantly with my fucking mom and dad. These, yeah, just monsters. And then meanwhile, like yeah, literally every day in society, you could go to them right now and they'll pretend they pretend that they're like these sweet, nice people. Like they're so evil that way. Like that's that whole thing with them. And I didn't have to spend any days doing this. Zero. Like I didn't have to ever repeat myself. If I could have just fixed those details and been listened to. I'm still not being listened to. Like I'm in the dark, literally and like figuratively. But there's nothing I could do. Like repeat the wrong things. Like never even got a fucking place. All that's in how many decades could have just moved to some place that had like just a basement or something. It's like all I asked ever was just a private space that I could use for recording, basically. I would have had decades of like actual recordings, like a whole career. Um, they're fucking so sick in the head. Like they stole my entire life, and I have to like just like reckon with the fact that like I'm like basically 40, and I can't even do my guitar stuff, and I can only try to do it now and like delude myself into like making it okay, but when it's not still. And then also be aware, like I can't make a YouTube channel that's like actually fun and stuff if I'm doing this, and then I'm also turning away my audience that wants like positive fun stuff. It's just too many things. And I always been aware and sensitive and like too smart for all this stuff, like all at the same time. And I was smart enough to like know ahead, like way decades ago. I was spot on right about everything. That's why I felt the things that I did. That's why I felt like hopeless about things. Like every single feeling was just completely apt for that moment. And then you had my parents denying what I was feeling and the things that were just sensible and logical due to what they were doing to me. Like, it's so sick. And then no matter how many times I spoke on it, it's like nothing mattered. Doesn't ever matter. Like my life experience and what I've said about them, it doesn't ever matter. I get no say. But my entire life, they got to do things to me, and I had to suffer the consequences. And it's been so wrong. But I get no say about it.